I want to prepare these cuttings so I can get some grapevine plants, because it's been a while now. Some of my followers, they have been asking, requesting for plants. So I'm finally getting there now, people. Just bear with me and be patient. As you can see, we already have the cuttings, so we have to head over to preparing them and planting them. Come closer with the camera to the people so Alright, so if you look behind the mesh, you can see that the grapes are changing. They are ripe. So we can take off the mesh. Let's try to keep that soil together. The black one I look like you can pick in a Jody, but guess what? I'm not give you. Alright, so let's cover back this. Repeat. Listen. Repeat. No man, I sound like a baby grape, man. Y'all get my hour, man. Alright guys, welcome back to the Jamaican Grape Farmer YouTube channel. This is that channel where you learn about how grapes are grown in Jamaica. So if you're a returning viewer, I'm just telling you thanks for stopping in once again. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, I'm asking you to click that subscribe button and the notification bell, so you'll always be notified when I post new videos. Alright, so today with me I have some grape cuttings, and my intention is to set some plants. I want to prepare these cuttings so I can get some grapevine plants, because it's been a while now. Some of my followers, they have been asking, requesting for plants. So I'm finally getting there now, people. Just bear with me and be patient. As you can see, we already have the cuttings, so we have to head over to preparing them and planting them. So I want to prepare a fungicide solution, because the vine that I got these cuttings from, the vine had fungus, and I want to ensure that the plants that I get out of these are in the best of health. You get me? So I'm going to prepare a fungicide solution. Alright, so at this time I'm going to cut up the cuttings that I have in this bag. Maybe I don't have to cut up all of them, but afterwards I'll soak them in the solution that I'll prepare, and we'll head over to planting these cuttings. You get me? I won't be planting them today, but I'm going to prepare them from now. Then after this you'll see when I'm planting them. Alright, so let me sanitize the cutting tools that I will be using to cut the cuttings. This is my pruning shear. And this can also be used for grafting as well. I have a little section on it where I can cut vines for grafting. Right? I'm going to use this for the larger ones and this for the smaller ones. As well. Also, I'm going to remove the tendrils. Tendrils are these little small things you see shooting off of the vine. It's what the vine uses to hold on to objects while it is traveling, to get itself better anchored, in the air and so forth. Alright, so I encountered a vine that is a bit large, you get me? And I think I'm gonna have to go for the cutting scissors to deal with these ones. So give me a second. cutting scissors. Another one here for the cutting scissors. I don't want to drop over this thing. When I don't go for it. Alright guys, you see? You have a good amount of cuttings. You have to prepare a lot of plants for me. Alright, so you see I put in like this now, this look a bit dried up, so I don't always get a plant out of this. So this here I just throw. Yeah peeps, we get in there. Another job for Mr. Cutting Scissors. So we're almost there guys. So I'm gonna wait, just stay with it. Almost at the finish line for the cutting of peeps. Alright, try get two first. And that drop around this one, so we'll go for that. So these are the last cuttings that I left in the bag. Just cut up them there and head over to another part of the video. Alright, in our last section I have one we need the cutting scissors to get it done. Peeps, that's us for the cutting up for now. So for now, can maybe after work I have to do some little cutting same way. Yeah, but we're going to head over to mixing the fungicide solution. Yeah, I head over to that. Alright, so here's my water guys. I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some of the fungicide in it, you know, and then soak the cuttings inside. Yeah man, so just stay tuned peeps. Alright, so let's add the fungicide now. mix up this. Alright peeps, you can see how the water color has changed. It has a white color now. You get me? Yeah. So I just go ahead and throw in the cuttings. Let those soak for about 5 minutes. And then I'll take them out. Alright, so here I found another piece of the cuttings and the ground. I'm cut this in a two. Alright, so time to throw in them here now. I guess them have a bat. But that should really cleanse them. Alright guys, so here are the cuttings soaking in the water, soaking in the solution. I'm going to just cover it and put it in a shady area and leave it for about 5 minutes. Yeah. Alright guys, so the 5 minutes has expired. You know that I did leave them cuttings here for soak. I just throw off the water off it now and then catch back some fresh water and leave the bottom end of the cuttings to soak in it. Then tomorrow I'll plant the cuttings. Yeah man, so just stay tuned to the video guys. Alright, so I just threw off the water from the cuttings guys, and this is how inside look. So you can see that white residue of the fungicide solution, you know, and some of the cuttings. So I'm gonna take out these cuttings and, you know, get some water in it, you know, and leave them in the water until tomorrow when it's time to plant them. Alright guys, so here are the cuttings. I have some water here, so now I'll just throw the water inside and make them go and soak until tomorrow. The end of the cutting that will be soaked, that's the area that should be planted. You get me? Yeah. Alright, so I would believe that's enough water. Some of the cuttings are short, so you will find that some of them are almost entirely covered, but this will be fine until tomorrow still. Alright, so yeah guys, see you tomorrow. Alright guys, so I didn't get to plant the cuttings as I had desired to do it yesterday. However, today I'm going to go ahead and do that. This dirt that you see by this area where I'm going to plant the cuttings, this is rubbish heap dirt. You get me? This is the amount of dirt that would have been accumulated over the time when we light fire and all of that. It seems to me as a type of soil per se that would drain properly, so that's why I choose to use this area. Well, that's one of the reasons why I choose to use this area. So you see the fork and the cutlass, just mold up the area and then maybe level down some areas of it as well, and then we go ahead and plant the cuttings. Yeah man, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so here are the cuttings. The area that I'm going to plant it in, here we have some trees that shade the area at times and all of that, but maybe for some parts the cuttings will get some direct sunlight, which I doubt they would prefer being in the direct sunlight at a young stage. However, I also doubt that it will cause a major problem or issue. Yeah, so I just mold up the areas when I tell you earlier on and plant them cuttings here. Alright peeps, so this is what I'm going to do. And I just go around and do the very same thing. I wanted to get some rooting powder, however, that didn't happen. You get me? But let's see how these work out without using the rooting powder. And some one plant them at a reasonable distance. And each other, so the next one we might just plant it over to that side. So I have a lot of cuttings to plant, people. Yeah. Alright guys, so I wasn't able to finish planting the cuttings as I'll have to go on the road and deal with a particular situation. But this is where I have reached thus far. Alright, but just stay tuned to the Jamaican Grape Farmer YouTube page and I'll update you on how far the cuttings reach and when they start to burst the new shoots and all of that. Alright guys, so here are the results thus far of some of the cuttings that were planted. So for all those who have requested plants, you can see that the plants are on their way. Yeah. So just stay tuned to the Jamaican Grape Farmer YouTube channel so you guys can stay updated on how the planting of grapes are going on in Jamaica. And remember to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll always be notified when I post new videos. So until next time guys, peace.